I've had chronic lower back issues related to sciatica for about the last 10 years or so. I had probably my most severe episode. I lost a lot of feeling in my left calf, couldn't walk very well. I was walking with a limp. So that was pretty alarming and pretty scary. I'm happy to say that my daily symptoms are fully alleviated, so that's fantastic. I've had chronic lower back issues related to sciatica for about the last 10 years or so. And in March 2025, I had probably my most severe episode, 2 or 3 days of pretty agonizing pain. And throughout the process, I lost a lot of feeling in my left calf and the ability to engage my left calf muscle. So that was pretty alarming and pretty scary, far more severe than any other episode. Of course, I first went to doctors and they just prescribed a lot of pills. The doctors weren't really offering extensive or regular physical therapy like I wanted, and I knew that I wanted to avoid a surgical route. So I started coming to Lifelong after a couple of months. Sakusan was very supportive with that approach, and we started on a path to alleviating my symptoms without surgery. I decided to come to Lifelong first and foremost because I did need English support. Saku-san's English is superb. There have never been communication issues, and I'm really grateful for that. It is quite challenging in Kobe to find medical services with such high levels of English, so that's really great. However, more than that, I was experiencing symptoms that were affecting my daily life. I couldn't walk very well. I was walking with a limp. Going upstairs was challenging. Even, interestingly, ramps, like even a slight incline, were challenging for me to walk up. So I knew I wanted some kind of therapy that was more active and sports focused that would help me to get back into my normal daily routine and allow me to continue with other activities like going to the gym. So I was in pretty bad shape. So I knew that I wasn't going to come in and immediately start running, jumping, and doing intensive exercises. I was very pleased that the types of stretches and movements that we were working on were directly focused on rehabilitating my left leg and getting me back to a better condition when we could start doing more intensive exercises. Throughout my time at Lifelong, Saku-san has been very receptive to my input about movements that I felt were too challenging or too aggravating, and would immediately make adjustments on the fly. I would come back to the next session and my menu would be totally updated and ready for me based on my feedback and based on his professional opinion. And they of course did ramp up from month to month to the point where I was doing much more strenuous exercise, engaging my problematic areas, which turned out to be my left calf and left hamstring in particular. So I'm happy to say that my daily symptoms are fully alleviated. I have a normal gait to my walk. Stairs aren't a problem, ramps aren't a problem. I really don't notice it too much in my day-to-day life. So that's fantastic. I would say one of the other biggest takeaways is the focus on my core strength. I've always known that core strength is directly related to lower back health and success. I don't think I've ever really had the tools to work on that by myself. Beyond my daily life, I've noticed a difference in my core strength with things like working out at the gym and even sitting for long periods of time. I've felt improvements. It seems a little underwhelming, but my next goal is to not have another lower back episode. I would say over the past 5 or 6 years, I've just come to accept the fact that once or twice a year, I was going to aggravate my back and suffer for a few weeks. And I'm optimistic that with continued exercising and sticking with some of the habits I've learned at Lifelong, I can avoid annual issues with my back, and most importantly in the long term, avoid surgery for as long as possible.